Yeah, top. Okay,
Yeah.
it says we're recording. Okay, so I found this chapter to be like really interesting. It was different, that's for sure. Um, I don't know. I guess just kind of seeing like the boyfriend's point of view. It just I don't know the way the whole chapter talked. It just kind of was different from how the rest of the books been like using words and stuff like that. I don't know. I found it just to be like totally different than the whole book so far.
I agree with that. And I don't know if it was like that on y'all's, but on mine, that whole part, there's no capital letters.
I noticed
every
that too.
I saw that too.
And like
I
I
was
didn't
so
know if it was
annoyed.
supposed to be like that or what, but
I feel like
it
to be
bothered
like journaling, kind of, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this is all like their specific thoughts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was it kind of made me sad how Via was telling her boyfriend that every time somebody comes over, like, they only come over once because when they see how her little brother looks, it like scares them away. I thought that was really sad.
Yeah.
That's super sad.
I will say though, I actually kind of like the boyfriend. I can't remember his name off the top. What's his name?
Dustin?
Yeah.
Justin or Dustin? Justin? Justin. And like how I don't know, like he was cool with it, cool with Augie. And then I remember I think the one part that really stood out to me was like how Justin talked about Augie and them's family and how he talked about his own family. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I could relate to that personally because, like I grew up in a divorced household like he did. And then now, my future in-laws, like they're all just one big happy family, kind of like Augie's family. Like they all love each other. They say, I love you. And so like I can kind of see his point of view, how he really enjoys being with Augie and them's family because they all really enjoy, like actually genuinely enjoy being around each other. And like he feels loved and like, I don't know. I just really relate to that because I know how it is because I'm kind of like in the same situation.
Yeah, I have the same situation too where my parents are divorced and my future in-laws, they're together and I've always been together and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that he handled it really well. I was surprised by that a little bit, but I think that I expected him to kind of pull away a little just because I feel like that's what guys would probably do. Not that, like, I'm not putting a stereotype on it, but I think he handled it very well because he didn't like pull away at all. He tried not to react, and he kept like going to see them, so it wasn't, you couldn't tell at all that he felt uncomfortable. So.
Yeah. You can also tell that he kind of like fits in with their family a little bit too because that part where he walked with Jack to the bus stop and saw that he was getting picked on and went over to those other kids and was like, hey, don't do that, blah, 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 kind of like threatened them almost and scared them. You can tell that he actually, I don't know, personally that made me seem like he really enjoys being with their family because, he wouldn't just do that if it was anybody. He's not that type of guy.
He's not used to having parents that, say that they love him or even really spend time with them. So I think he's just thriving being with their family.
Yeah.
I think he like really loved like that the mom asked him to, walk with Jack and like be the bigger brother kind of for him and watch after him because I don't think he's ever really had that to like really care for someone like that.
Yeah, that's and he's never had that. He's never had that in his life before, so he's like being able to play that role, I guess you would say.
And I think he knows what it's like to be different because he was talking about he has tics.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I was shocked by that. I wasn't expecting him to have that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I really like him and their family. And I think he'll be like a really good part, in the book throughout the rest of the book if he stays. I really hope he stays.
On the Miranda. I just like completely forgot what I was about to say. I remember there. Okay, let me think. Or somebody else can talk if you want to, but I'm thinking My mind just went blank.
I
How
thought it was
Miranda,
kinda
like,
weird. Oh, go ahead, Taylor.
how Miranda, is that her name? Olivia's ex-best
Yeah.
friend?
Yeah.
She started, like, questioning him and, like, how, I don't know, I feel like she's kind of protective over Augie, so she's questioning him, but at the same time it seemed weird, like, oh, well, I was best friends with him, and oh, I gave him that helmet, and blah blah blah. Like, she was trying to push her way back into their life, kind of.
She might be jealous, honestly. I
Yeah.
could definitely see that because I feel like she misses being with that family and stuff. And now she's realizing, oh no, what did I do? And she's probably like regretting it for sure. She's probably just jealous.
I thought it was crazy how Olivia didn't tell Jack about like her being friends with Miranda.
Yeah, that's weird. And especially like how she like wanted him to go out for the lead and she was going out for the lead. And then he got it and she didn't.
Yeah.
But she seemed happy about it.
Yeah.
That like Miranda got it. Like I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I think she just wants to. She just doesn't want people to know that Miranda was. Like, what was it? Like, she started being mean to her, or like just totally didn't stop talking to her, or whatever. And she didn't want Justin to know. But maybe she doesn't want Justin to like Miranda. I don't know. Plot twist. She doesn't want Justin to like Miranda more than her, or like, I don't know, feel bad for Miranda or something. I don't know.
I'm glad he didn't like throw her under the bus though, like when Miranda started talking to him about Augie and he kind of played along with it like he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
It kind of makes me sad when she said that she didn't want to tell her parents. Olivia didn't want to tell her parents about the show because she didn't want them to bring Augie and then like the whole school know about him again. Because I feel like she had been that person before, is what she's thinking. Like everybody knew her as the sister who had like a brother with something wrong with him. So it kind of made me sad. But
yeah, I felt bad for her because she felt so bad for feeling that way. Like like she kind of wanted the spotlight for a minute and not everybody just thinking about her brother.
Right. Yeah. I honestly like overall do feel bad for Bia too though. Just because she is kind of in that situation where unfortunately, it is hard to put her in that spotlight. And in that situation, I get it, like everybody's born to be, egocentric and stuff. And so I can see where she, feels bad about it. But then she's also very understanding, which I really like about that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like I do feel bad for her too because I feel like she's always kind of got pushed to the side, which, like you said, she's really good about it. But in a way, like that probably does suck for her because it's always been Augie's feelings over hers, kind of. Like, don't worry about her feelings. They just make sure Augie is okay, which she's very good about that. So, like, she doesn't seem as bothered as I feel like maybe I would or something.
It probably low-key does hurt her feelings, but at this point, she can't really, what's there to say? She's grown up with it.
She's
been acting out.
Yeah, she's always been so selfless, and I feel like it's about time that she breaks down and, like, actually feels like she wants something to be about her. But at the same time, she didn't really. It showed, or it said where Justin was saying that he was more upset about her not getting the main part because she was kind of relieved about it. Not totally sure why, but I feel like she didn't want to have any more conflict with Miranda, but at the same time, she's not used to having the spotlight on her. So if it's about Augie, she doesn't want people to be looking at her like, oh, you're Augie's sister or your brother has this and that or whatever. So, but.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad for like the parents in that situation too because like obviously they have to give Augie a lot of attention just because of how he's been, but like how do you do that as a parent like when you have a kid like that? But another kid, like, how do you make that other kid feel special too? Like, I feel like that would be so hard.
Probably is difficult to, separate time out between all your kids, like, you're so worried about your other kid because, he has all these problems. And then, you have a normal child per se. And then, so, seems like they're like the least of your worries. But then again, you never know. I mean, Via is getting older to like, the teenage years where she might honestly start acting out. I could definitely see that happening. Like Taylor was saying.
Yeah,
That because
Via,
she's selfless the whole story. Like, is she gonna
yeah.
eventually ever not really stand up for herself, but is she gonna keep like letting them push her to the side, or is she eventually gonna like speak up about it, or who knows?
Maybe her boyfriend will kind of help, like
Yeah, I think so.
he's either gonna help her, stay the way she's always been, or he's gonna lead her into being rebellious, maybe. Almost. I guess
Maybe,
boyfriends do have a big part
yeah,
of how
like
people act.
tell her to stand up. Like, you should tell your parents about this because it's something to be proud of. Not like she has like the biggest role or anything, but just so, I mean, she's used to having Augie and telling everybody about them, and I understand why she doesn't want her new school to find out, but I feel like he's the type of person that pushed her to do it anyway.
Mhm.
Because he knows what she's done before, and he wants her to like stand out and be, looked at. But
I could definitely see it.
This is kind of like not really off topic. It's not off topic from the book, but it's off topic from what we were talking about. I feel like this part where Justin's talking is like really important because it gives you like a view on how their family actually is. Like if you think about it, Summer and Jack were only they knew the family, but they never like spent lots of time with them. If you think about it, like
yeah,
Justin is given like a I don't really know like the word, but he is like telling all about their family and all this stuff. So I kind of feel like that stands out for something. I don't really know what, but maybe it'll come up later in the story about their family.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could definitely see more of like an outsider's view and, almost how we would see the book as, as outsiders. And it's like a good view in from a naked eye, per se. And not how everybody else views them.
Yeah.
But, y'all have anything else?
Wait, what?
I was going to say, you can go ahead.
And I was gonna say, do y'all have any like predictions of what y'all think is gonna happen next? I know August talks.
Yeah.
I saw that in the book.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that the next part's Augie. Like, I wonder what, like, if it's gonna go back to where him and Jack, kind of made up a little bit. Like, if he'll talk about that, and then when.
Do you think it'll be the beginning of the story, like how everybody else has started and like retold their part of it?
I don't know.
I think he's gonna give his opinion on the boyfriend.
Yeah, I think he will too.
And I don't really know. Like, I haven't looked. I kind of want to look further and see what the next one's like. If he's the last one to talk, or who's gonna talk next, just to help predict what's gonna happen.
I think Miranda talks after August. I think I might be wrong, but I think I saw that.
So she's gonna say what she thinks about him, and I think she's gonna try and be friends with Via again. And
Yeah.
I think that Justin's gonna want them to be friends again because he said that Miranda was nice, and he knows like they used to have a connection and they were best friends and blah blah blah. And I just feel like he's the type of person that's gonna be like, okay, well, I think y'all should be friends again, and talk about things. But
I could see it. That'd be interesting, though. I mean, that'd probably be good for Via in the long run to have her friend back, her best friend.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is gonna be like.
do y'all have anything else to talk about before I turn the recording off?
I don't think so.
Alright, I'm turning it off.